first carry for the rookie. It's Darius Geis. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Back to the ground. This time it's Peterson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult third down call now.
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Smith. Jordan Reed has it. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And there's the pickup you want on first down. All offenses say, you get me 4 on first down, we'll take it. How about if you get 5? They'll really be happy.
On second down, here's Smith. Trying to lay one up deep. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he's going to be marked down deep in Dallas territory.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Smith now to throw. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Tyrone Crawford in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Now from the 9, here's second and goal. A shotgun snap for Smith. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. David Irving in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. This is 3rd and goal now. 80,000 on their feet here in Arlington. They'll run it now at the gun. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a 6-yard carry. It does put him just a few yards short of the goal line, but 4th down coming up. And Hopkins' kick is good. And it's 3-0 as the Redskins strike first. So a nice drive on the road. You come in, you take the ball down, you get 3 points.
Yeah, points are a must on an opening drive, right? So they moved it down efficiently, got it done. I think that bodes well for their chances moving forward in this one.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And this first play will get him back to the 25, but that's going to be it. Ryan Kerrigan in on the tackle.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A second down throw for Prescott. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Now Prescott. Now he's flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. He'll have it first. Oh, Prescott stripped into the Redskins. How did they do? And great effort. Does he get burned for that in film? He fought through some tackles. End result, though, a fumble.
It's going to be one of those situations where he'll get yelled at about the fumble, but at the same time get a check mark for the extra effort. And so it's one of those tough, tricky things for coaches. You don't want to coach it out of them so much that you take away the effort. You just want them to be conscious of taking care of the football.
Following the fumble recovery, Smith looking for his tight end read, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will...
Looking for the tight end, Olsen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Now, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
After the interception, here's Smith. Looking for Crowder, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46, and he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? I think you're exactly right. It takes a fortitude to call that type of a play, but when it doesn't work, oh boy, you wish you hadn't.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue. Prescott looks to throw on 1st. Now he's forced out left, and he'll slide down to avoid the contact. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it.
26.
Prescott now. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Bear in mind they had 2 interceptions last week, but that was in 4 quarters. They've got 2 here in the first quarter alone.
And the unsung people in this streak, the pass rushers, because most of the time, they're the ones that affect things in the pocket for a quarterback trying to throw the football, rushing them, getting them off their spot, harassing them, and that allows the defensive backs to line.
And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked up by Jordan Lewis. Charles, I don't know what's going on in that defensive team meeting room, but they better keep it rolling. 3 picks last week, 2 here now in the first quarter.
Everyone talks about creating turnovers and getting takeaways, but until it gets put into action, it's just talk. And right now, it's in action and in a big way. Now they've got the receivers wondering if they have to turn around and play more defense instead of running routes trying to take the ball downfield.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives.
Now Elliott. And he stopped immediately there. Give the tackle there to Josh Norman. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. This will be caught about the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Terrence Williams, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys are in for 6. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out now come the Redskins. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's a carry now for Keith Marshall. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits, and those creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. On 1st and 10, Smith. He'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
12. Settle down, huh? Double, 15, yeah. Regular.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. And Reed with it over the middle. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
Orange.
From the red zone now, Smith. And that is out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. Jordan Reed was the intended target, and it's second down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
The Redskins on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
They'll run with Marshall, and he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
How about the fellas with the stars on the side of their helmets rising up on defense? We always hear about the Cowboys' rushing offense. Their rush defense is pretty good as well, I think, because they're so cohesive. Defensive line, linebackers really work well together.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
A first down throw for Prescott. He's going to let this one go deep. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
Let's go. Let's go, 15.
On first down, Smith. Going up top. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Crowder's got it over the middle. And he carries this one all the way down to the 9. A gain of 32 that time. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
They'll sneak it with Smith. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Alex Smith, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Redskins are able to strike for 6. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he's brought down after a good gain. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
They go play action here on first down. Going for the deep ball. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And that'll be incomplete.
Partner, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with, some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting to 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Prescott yet again. Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A minute 52 left to play in this second quarter. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. First down, Prescott. Over the middle to Smith. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10 to the 7. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
Now Elliott. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. One man in the backfield, that's Elliott on 2nd and goal. Prescott to throw it. Dancing, and he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys are in for 6. So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Now Bailey to tack on the extra point. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the lead is now 2. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. David Irving in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Off of play action, here's Smith. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee. And the return will stop right around the 25. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Hugo 46. Hugo 46. Hugo 46, 46. 26.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Here's Bailey now for the extra point. And they got the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Regular. Rip. Yellow. Regular.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Looking long for it. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 38. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Olsen too much. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Okay, well, so much for the halftime report here. Guy can't even finish his Snickers. We're going to get right to the third quarter. Let me spit this out. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they'll go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. He hits Beasley right side. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. Give him 30 yards there. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott rolling to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense?
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. David Irving in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Here's Smith now on 2nd down. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Jordan Reed has it. And he gets this one all the way up to the 40. A big gain of 31 on third down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Jeff Heath. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Charles, when plays like that work, it's a thing to behold, but sometimes we see why they're very deep in the playbook.
And how many times have we been at practice and heard all the other guys chirping about, you know, I used to play quarterback in high school, I can do this, until it becomes a game situation. Not quite the same in many cases.
They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. They go to Elliott again. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Tackle made there by Zach Brown.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The Cowboys on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
46. 46. 46. Good. 26.
Here's Prescott. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
They try the 50-yarder and miss it, and now this offense has it 1st and 10 at the 40. Marshall, and the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Let's go, 15.
To throw on second down is Smith. Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Smith now has hit on 7 of 17 passes, just 41%, but it's 1st and 10.
Hey, back up. Turn right.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. And now the ball's loose. Smith loses it. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Smith now to throw. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Smith finding his big tight end read for a Redskins first. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Now a play fake here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
15, yeah. 12.
Second and 10, Smith again. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Throwing on third down, Smith. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. So he got 9 yards that time, but he needed 10, and it brings up 4th and 1.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Now Marshall, and he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
On second down, here's Smith. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They'll get 4 out of that, and it'll bring up a third down. The Redskins on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. To throw is Smith. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. And Hopkins' kick is good. Back now in Arlington. It's the Redskins with the football, but trailing here as we get... Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You know, always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost. So.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you...
And got his man complete. And that one results in 35 yards.
That was good coverage, but it was an even better catch. Great job by both of them, but only one of them ultimately was the winner coming down with the football.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40.
Let's go. Let's finish now. 47.
They'll pitch it out to Elliott. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Again, it's Elliott. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
The Cowboys on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
There you go. Come on, hey, 47. Sweat. Sweat is 26.
Looking to throw. Prescott. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. Look at the big man rumble. 20. 10, and he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Redskins touchdown.
Partner, I know it's hard to believe, but sometimes guys who are built with the dimension of linebackers can actually get lost from sight by the quarterback.
Well, they're usually not the tallest guys.
So, yeah, that allows him sometimes to kind of hide down in there, kind of get a little bit lower, and maybe he just never saw him. But, boy, he sure wishes he had. He picked it off and ran it all the way back for a touchdown.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Cowboys. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Back to it after the pick 6. Prescott looking and finding Allen Hurns. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. They'll try to sweep with Elliott. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Prescott from the gun. Completes it to Hurns. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still,
no
yardage. Okay.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
46.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's got it to Hurns. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Facing a 4th down, they come away with 18 yards and the 1st down conversion. Now back to the ground with Elliott. into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. Cowboys going for two. Now, last season, they were 0 for 3 on two-point tries. Didn't convert a single one. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. He's got daylight. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. And he's going to take it all the way into the end zone. What a return, and they've taken the lead.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
And he will not get there. He comes up short. And they're unable to push this lead to a field goal as it'll remain a one-point game. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now here come the Cowboys.
Here we go. 47, 47. Done. 26.
They'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry. Well, that's a good first step, but several steps still to go.
They still have time for the possible game-winning field goal. Time for them to be quick and hurry at the same time.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. The Cowboys on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Go to 54. Go to 54. Line. Stay sweat. 26.
Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Ryan Anderson. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. This is Marshall. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Hey, on.
Geis with the carry on second down. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The Redskins on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 11. Now it's Smith. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 15, and that ought to just about put an end to this one.
15, yeah. Rip. Yeah. 15, yeah.
First down, here's a run with Peterson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Throwing now, Smith. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. David Irving in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40.
Well, add that